Previously on the MWM project.
Juggernaut's already sold out.
It comes with a fucking mini fridge. I need the fridge.
So then how do you get the steel?
I just want
You
the
don't, you,
fridge.
you don't get the steelbook, you just get...
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. If anyone does not want their fridge, I will pay money for it. I don't know how much. I'll pay you for the fridge. You can keep everything else. I just want that damn fridge.
We're back.
Welcome to the MWM project, the show that brings you the latest in all movies, television, and video games. We had a long hiatus, but we're back and officially on the main channel now every Wednesday, okay? So make sure you tune in every Wednesday. This is where we'll be. Before we get things started on our topics today, we are indeed giving away an Xbox One S. There she is, brand new, 500 gigs. Also coming with a vertical stand and a copy of Friday the 13th, the game, since on Slash and Gas, our other podcast, which airs every Monday, we cover that game quite a bit. So we wanted to help out the fans, and that's what we're doing. Link in the description to enter that giveaway. You can enter a total of 9 times, and the 4 every day. Every day? Is it repeated? Whatever. It's on Glean. You'll see what you can do. But yeah, let's open up. First time we're talking about anything other than horror in a long time, so this feels really good. And we're opening up with The Matrix. Guess what's being rebooted? How do you guys feel about that?
Why?
I don't know. It's a little mixed, but I mean, like, of course, I want to see more of The Matrix.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, like, it's such a great property that, like, I think everybody wants to see more of it. But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so here's what happened. It was reported that The Matrix was indeed being rebooted, and now we're getting the remake. Those reports were inaccurate, ultimately, insisting that The Matrix should, never be rebooted. So
The writer of the rebooted Matrix said the Matrix should never be rebooted, and everyone was like, "What?
Yeah, what?
Why?"
Why? So an interesting report came from Movies Death, seems claimed from 2 independent sources that the studio is looking particularly at the idea of a Morpheus prequel.
Ugh. It's interesting if it's done right, as always.
I feel like most things, it doesn't matter so much as long as it's done right. But I mean, they say the Creed's Michael B. Jordan would be possibly taking on that role or looking to maybe, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think that was the best news that came from this report, is that
exactly.
Michael B. Jordan is taking that role, if indeed it does happen.
Of course.
Yeah, but I think Michael B. Jordan in Creed was amazing, and I think he's huge and up and coming, and like I hope he actually hits that starlight
He's an
soon.
upcoming star for sure, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, Creed was fantastic. So I mean, there's some hope there. I'm not really interested in seeing an Amorphous prequel by any means.
No, neither am I.
I'm not really interested in seeing a Matrix reboot either.
No.
If it gets raving reviews, then maybe we'll go check it out.
Yeah, reboots used to be a while before we actually jumped into rebooting a movie. Now, I mean, okay, it's the 90s, but still, like...
Was it 99 from the first Matrix?
Yeah, I believe so. It was late 90s, regardless.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, still, that's not that long ago. I mean, it's longer. It's still 18 years, if that's the case. But
Yeah, 99.
Yeah, so 18 years. But, I don't know. Movies used to take, like, 40 years to get rebooted.
Exactly.
It doesn't seem too interesting to me, by any means. Yeah.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic of The Matrix being rebooted, I think what's interesting is why are these beloved franchises, being messed with, okay? And how do we feel about it?
Point 1, Ghostbusters.
Right.
Point 2, that Ghostbusters is all I need to say. Oceans, the Oceans franchise is being rebooted as an all-women's cast. Nothing against these all-women's cast, all-women's crew, but look at Ghostbusters. They really took the feminist anti-men approach, and it didn't sit well, even with some women saying, okay, we got it. That's enough.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm not really even against remakes. I am to a degree. If they're done well and there's a purpose behind them. Like, well, let's look at The Thing. Okay, let's look at John Carpenter's The Thing.
That's a good one.
There's a reason there. There was something that was untold from the original that could have been pushed forward in a proper way, unlike like Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's not the proper way we should go about things.
That's one of the rare ones that are maybe considered better than the original.
The Thing, not Halloween.
The Thing, yes. Oh, God.
So what we were talking about, taking like Ghostbusters and putting a feminist, like a female cast into it, what's the purpose of that?
I mean, a lot of the society, like now, like, I mean, they talk about, there was the big thing on like race and, if you're black or white and stuff like that. And a lot of people think that the women haven't really gotten a lot of respect. And so I feel like they wanted to go out of their way and more focus on that than focus on a film, making a good film.
Yeah, I understand what they're doing. I understand like in this generation why that's needed. But well, I guess not really why it's needed.
Just don't touch Ghostbusters. Do
It's not
something
even
else.
If them being a female cast was something to help push a story further and then benefit the film itself,
Then do
that's
it.
totally fine.
Yeah.
Nothing about the female cast within Ghostbusters furthered the story or enhanced in any way.
They went out of their way.
Yeah.
And less focused on a film as itself and a story, and they wanted to just focus more on like, okay, let's do this for the women, and not worry about it.
And the male characters, we talked about this, but the male characters were dumb. They were stupid. They were talked down to. Yeah. And that's why it was a bad movie. It's good if it's in the first 10 minutes. Oh yeah, haha. Oh, they're bringing that joke back out. No, it was the whole movie.
Yeah. This isn't really meant to be a Ghostbusters breakdown.
Yeah.
But that's just a good example of like a franchise being brought back for not a good reason at all.
Oh, now Oceans being brought back with an all-female cast. I'm not sure about a female director, but
It still feels kind of unnecessary.
I don't know. Is it going to be it'll be different to see a women's perspective of this heist going on. But if they did what Ghostbusters did, it's not going to sit well.
Right. And then, if we're looking at more franchises that have been being discussed as of rebooting the franchise in general, Back to the Future has been under that discussion for a long time. And I'm so happy that Bob Zemeckis is like, no way. I'm keeping the rights to the film, and no one's touching it until I die. And the thing is, even after he dies, he still owns it for another 75 years. So at least I'll be dead if that ever happens, and that's all I want.
Yeah, if Back to the Future is ever remade, I don't know if I want to live on this earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd
just
be weird.
But he is so strong with nobody touching it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The main, really what we're trying to say, the main point is, don't reboot something if the story is told in a perfect way. Okay, reboots and remakes in general should be made in order to finish a story or like think you could benefit it further.
Or they find another idea that they want to explore more with in that world that
Right.
they created.
Right.
past
Exactly.
time, yeah.
So if you're able to benefit the story or there's something missing there that you think would be better, then go ahead and reboot something.
Yeah.
If you're just doing it for money,
It's
stop.
a lot of companies do it for cash grabs because they know that there's an audience out there that liked it, and then they can just basically, do whatever, and at least they're gonna get their money back. At least get their money back because there's been people that obviously have beloved these things, these worlds and characters.
Yeah, so question of the day, is Hollywood running out of ideas? Let us know in the comments. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to 5 and 5. Okay, Nick, start that timer. First thing on 5 and 5, Disney's live action The Lion King starts production in May. Okay, because of the success of Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so live action's continuing on throughout Disney in general. Dumbo as well is
Dumbo has
getting...
been a good
Tim Burton.
production.
Tim Burton.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But this goes back to our last what we just talked about, Hollywood running out of original ideas. I think that's exactly what's going on with Disney. They're out of ideas, so hey, let's take something that was brilliant animated and let's make it live action.
But Beauty and the Beast worked.
No,
Yeah.
it's gonna work. These are gonna be good movies, I promise you.
Like,
It's Disney.
yeah. What was it? The Jungle Book was, it was amazing. It was all green screen except for the kid or something. It was what they did. They went out of their way, to create something almost a little new,
Yeah.
So, I like
they're
that.
going to be good movies. They're just not original ideas.
Right.
And that's pretty much all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next 5 and 5, Venom film, okay, by Sony, being brought back into production and coming in 2018, okay? We talked about a while ago that it was canceled. Venom was thrown off the list pretty much because Amazing Spider-Man 2 was so bad. They're like, well, they got rid of Andrew Garfield. They're
Sinister
like,
movie gone.
yeah, so everything that we thought was going to happen within that universe just got tossed out the
Everything.
window. Now Venom is coming back, and it's coming in 2018. But the big catch right now is that we don't know if it's connected to the Marvel comic universe.
MCU
So,
or
the Marvel
yeah.
Cinematic Universe.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know where he fits in.
I don't see the point.
No.
I guess I could, but I don't know. It's really up in the air. I don't know. They don't even have a director. I have no idea what
Right.
they want to do.
Yeah, so we don't know much. It's pretty much that it's back and going. That's pretty much all we
Yeah.
know about Venom.
Yeah.
Should be cool if it's done right, as I always say.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
anything, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. The only time we've seen Venom in a live action sequence was in Spider-Man 3, and it was terrible.
No justice. They rushed the character, didn't put any development.
Yes,
nothing.
so I'm glad we're getting an on-screen adaptation.
Yeah,
of Venom
everybody
again.
wants it.
Yeah. All right, next to 5 and 5 is James Gunn in an interview already confirmed Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Is this good or bad news for us?
There's always sometimes where directors or anyone in the film already say or talk about the next film, and sometimes it can be good because they're confident and believe in they got a good movie already in the about to be shown, or it could be bad or.
Yeah, they're gonna make money on Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They know it.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, it's a good franchise, and as long as they keep keeping it fresh, I think it should be good.
It already appears that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to be fantastic, especially with reports coming from like Chris Pratt and whatnot. So it does seem like it's going to be fantastic. Every once in a while, when something is alerted this quickly, like we talked about this with American Horror Story on Slashcast, is the fact that they already announced 3 seasons ahead of where they are, and that's pretty scary because it's like, well, you're looking too far ahead. Focus on the story you're at now.
Right.
Continue forward.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3 doesn't surprise me at all, though, and it makes complete sense.
The first one's loved. It's in good works. It's good hands.
If they would have confirmed a Guardian Galaxy like 5, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, back up a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
think about this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
no.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 has been done.
It's in good hands.
Yeah, it's been
in
done
good
for a
hands.
while. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it makes sense for them to already move forward on it.
Yeah.
All right, next, Logan. Now, Nick and myself have not seen Logan.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have.
This kid here has. Ethan has indeed seen it.
No, a lot of people are raving about how, good it is and just, how not even of a superhero film how good it is. It's just a good film through storytelling and just everything that embodies with development of characters and how it kind of sends off Hugh Jackman's supposed, last ride. It does a phenomenal job at that, I think, and I really think they took a step back like, hey, let's not focus on superheroes and all. Let's just focus on the story that we want to tell.
Right, and it's got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes as an R-rated superhero movie. Great, that's great.
Yeah.
It is.
One more quick question for you before we move on. Do you think you need to see every X-Men movie leading up to this?
Oh no, not at all. I mean, it especially with these movies that keep going on and on like a comic book. Like if you keep reading that one, it connects to that one, like the MCU or whatever. But no, you can literally go into knowing nothing, and you'll still get a good film and good sense because it develops everything very well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Last we're talking about Marvel's Iron Fist, which is officially on Netflix
This weekend, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So we will indeed have a review coming next week. At this point, how do you think it looks? We have about 20 seconds. Here.
The reviews right now aren't doing as well as other Marvel shows, but from what I hear, a lot of people like it and like what they see.
I've started 5 episodes, and I saw the reviews first, and I was a little nervous, but I think it's gonna be all right.
Okay, here we go. We're moving on to video games, and starting things out is Super Mario Run. We talked about Super Mario Run a long time ago, and that's when it's coming to iPhone. It is now coming to Android.
Woo!
Yeah, we see. You and I have iPhones.
We've had it for a while, yeah.
So I played the hell out of Super Mario Run for about 24 hours.
Oh, same here. I kept playing it, yeah.
The thing is, Super Mario Run is great because Mario's great, okay? Until you quickly run out of things to do, and then they're like, all right, pay $10 to do this, pay $10 to do that, and it's like, oh.
Is it one of those games that maybe you're sitting in a doctor's office and you've gone through everything on your phone? Maybe you pull that up, play a couple levels.
Yeah, it's still downloaded on my phone actually. I just haven't touched it in several months.
I took it off after a few days because like I said, like you play, like everyone loves Super Mario, like Mario and like all Nintendo, like those, beloved, characters and stories and games. But like, yeah, you can play like the run around and do the worlds, but then there comes a point where you have to literally pay to just play more.
This begs the question: are video game studios running out of ideas? No.
I mean, it's Nintendo. Of course, there's going to be some sort. They're taking advantage of DLC that they don't have in some of the other games.
The thing, this isn't just DLC. Like, I'm telling you, it is just overloaded with things you have to buy.
In-app purchases.
You want us to buy
Yeah.
everything. Like if you want to legitimately play the game.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's basically Battlefront in a nutshell, where you have to buy things to play the game completely, and that's upsetting. So I mean, yeah, it's fun. It's fun for a few hours, but you'll quickly beat everything. There is an online mode though, where you play against another person, and that's fun at all times. But you have a total of 3 maps.
I never tried that. No.
Yeah, no, that's a fun. But I mean, you only have those 3 maps, so you have to buy more.
Of course.
Yeah, and then the characters. I'm telling you, it's just a lot of stuff you have to buy. But I mean, if you have an Android phone, you haven't played it yet, go and check it out, and maybe you'll really enjoy it. And maybe they made some newer updates since I haven't played in a while. Maybe just everything's not as expensive. You don't have to buy everything now.
Yeah.
I think it's at least worth checking out.
Definitely.
I already got it pre-registered, so it'll download when it drops.
Okay.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
I'll give you my full...
Let's go ahead and move on to our next video game news, and that is Rocket League has a new game mode coming. I literally think the last time I had an episode of the MWM Project, we talked about Rocket League Hoops.
Yeah, I think so.
Hoops, it wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be, but Hoops is still entertaining, and I still play from time to time.
Yeah.
I like games that focus on aerial hitting in Rocket League, because I'm a huge fan of aerial hitting. I've actually gotten solid at it. Nick is so bad at it. Nick is garbage.
I just don't, okay?
I just can't.
I can, but I just don't, because everybody else is. Anyway.
Yeah, but Dropshot is extremely interesting. There's a trailer out for it. I wish we could play it here. We can't. Rocket League's pretty picky on that stuff. But basically what happens is the floor of which you're playing on, I mean, obviously there's a red and an orange side, and the ground can break, okay? If the ball hits it,
Creates a hole.
Yeah, it creates a hole. If it hits it hard enough, or, I mean, after a couple hits,
Yeah.
it's pretty much one of that. If you hit it hard enough, it'll break right away, and the ball will go in directly, or a couple hits, it'll break.
And the
down.
cars do not fall off the map. They do not fall in those holes.
That's
Yeah.
it's
Which is
probably-
interesting.
I kind of wish you would. I understand the purpose is that, people that can't fly can still play the game properly.
People would probably
but
get annoyed at that pretty easily too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, an aerial-based game would be cool if it was just aerials slapping it in. And that's pretty much what the trailer's promoted on. It was basically aerial hits the entire
Yeah.
time.
They literally said for those who like aerials. That's what it's for.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cool.
I like how they kind of keep switching up the game, making it newer and more fun, and just more chances for people to do different things instead of just doing the one game all the time, because they know that it'll get boring after a while.
Right.
Yeah, the original game, I believe it was called Super Rocket Powered Battle Cars, was the original name, or something along those lines. It was awful, and they took a risk with Rocket League, basically rebranding or redoing the game they already had, which kind of sucked. And they've been keeping up with it, and this game will keep having DLC and stuff like that for a long time.
And they have DLCs for maps and like new cars to keep upgrading and make you look cooler. Or
Right, I'm
whatever.
sure there will be a Fast and Furious DLC for the new Fast and Furious movies coming
That'd
up with
be-
some of those
yeah.
cars in it.
That'd be cool.
They've done it with the DeLorean, the Batmobile,
I have the DeLorean.
stuff like that.
I do have the DeLorean.
They should make every cinematic car ever. Can I get the Mystery Machine?
The mystery.
That'd be
yeah.
that'd be cool. That would be very cool.
Yeah, those are the kind of things I want. Of course, that's just literally the Merc. I just want the Mystery Machine design. Can I have that
Yeah.
as
They
an
could just
option?
make that a DLC of just literally, because they almost have a van just like it or a car.
Yeah.
Just get the. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Rocket League is going to always have DLC, and it's been going
Right.
on for a
Right.
long time now. So it's nice to keep things going. How popular will this game mode be? I wouldn't say very.
No.
I think it'll die out pretty quick, like Hoops
Yeah.
did. But it is interesting. It's there for strong aerial players.
Yeah, what's the hockey one?
It's like the Frozen Ice Day or
Yeah,
Snow Day.
Snow
Snow
Day.
Day.
Nobody
Puck
plays
with the
that.
puck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's there. It's nice to have it there. It's not
Yeah.
like, and they're
More
free.
options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
And also
free.
they have the other game mode. The what is it? The Smash or
Rumble.
Rumble.
Rumble's
I
pretty
actually
fun.
like that one because it changes the whole game kind of though.
It's it's fun because there are people that completely rely on those abilities.
Oh, yeah.
And as long as we score before the abilities
first
go,
10 seconds,
yeah, that's
It's
always fun.
Yeah.
You find the noobs real fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Each game mode is fun for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
And once it dies out, you go to the next game mode, and they're always making new game modes.
Right.
But
Yeah, so it's-
Rocket League Dropshot is available March 22nd, free DLC. Thank you.
That's coming up. That's I believe it's out by the time this episode is out.
Yeah. So go get
Check it out.
your Rocket League DLC and play
Yeah.
Dropshot.
Or get the
today.
game and then do it.
Yeah, it's only $20 game by the way.
It's worth it.
Absolutely.
It honestly is worth it.
I bought it on PC now, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah, I have it on all three too.
So definitely worth it. All right, last topic of the day is Outlast 2. Okay, have you guys played Outlast 1?
No, but I have seen live streams.
I've watched you play Outlast.
You watched
1
me
and
play?
2. I remember they even gave that DLC that you got, and I watched it all.
Yeah. Outlast was a lot of fun. I've beaten Outlast 3 times, twice on the hardest difficulty. So yeah,
Rub it in.
rub it into my skill. I needed to get the trophy and the achievement because it came on an Xbox, so I had to redo it. But the big news coming around for Outlast 2 currently is that it was banned from Australia. It failed its certification due to intense sexual imagery. Okay. So this is actually the line in which they were given for failed certification. The game depicts, expresses, or otherwise deals with matters of sex, drug misuse, or addiction, crime, cruelty, violence, or revolting or abhorrent phenomena in such a way that they offend against the standards of morality, decency, and propriety generally accepted by reasonable adults to the extent that they should not be classified. My goodness, okay?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, reading that, you're not sure what that entails. Nick has a breakdown description of what this game has image-wise. So, Nick, can you read that for us?
This is sort of spoiler, but not really. His vision blurring, he witnessed what appears to be a ritualistic orgy. His wife, Lynn, calls out for his help, saying, "It hurts, oh God," as she hangs from the chains on a raised platform at the front of the clearing. Humanoid creatures, their skin gray, spattered with blood and scarred, implicitly have sex as others pray, chant, or gesticulate. One creature has another bent over a rock, thrusting as they implicitly have rear entry sex. Another sits astride on the pelvic region of a creature, prone on the ground, moving their hips rhythmically as they do too implicitly have sex. Two other pairs of creatures in the clearing are also implicitly having sex. And there's a lot more.
Yeah.
That's in the description. You want to read the rest of that. First of all, I want to recognize the fact that somebody had to write that, and that's funny.
Yeah.
But
What if they got aroused by writing that?
So based on that, what is this game rated? E, right?
Well, it's not going to be rated, it's not going to be rated in Australia, which means it's not going to come to shelves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now, Australia did say that they are willing to take an rated 18+ version of Outlast 2, but no matter what, the game is going to have to go back, get major changes by their company, and be resubmitted for certification. And if you watch Slash and Cast and check out our breakdown coverage of Friday Beneath the Game, you know that the certification process is a bitch. Okay, so I seriously don't see the point in them doing it. I think it's going to cost them more money to get it all done again and get it resubmitted.
Yeah.
So, but hey, if you're into that, first of all, that sounds completely different than the first Outlast.
Yeah.
I was like, how is the first Outlast compared to that? That definitely sounds very different. But I will say it actually does still sound kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Their stories, it's really interesting to see where the story ends up going as you play as the characters.
So now, Twitch has rules. You can't even twerk on Twitch when you're streaming.
Too bad a lot of people lost money because of that.
Darn. And obviously you can't show porn. But I wonder how Twitch is going to react to this if it's as graphic as depicted.
When in doubt, YouTube game your way out. That's what I say. Here's what I think you need to take into consideration when thinking about Outlast 2. The game is clearly pushing religion. If you literally look at the main graphics that came out of the title, which you can see here. I don't know if you can, but the T is an upside down cross. They're clearly playing with the religion. So when you talk about ritualistic orgies, I think they're intentionally calling back to biblical texts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes it a little scarier.
It makes it scarier, but it makes it takes away the sexual innuendo. Well, not really innuendos, the legitimate sexual acts that are occurring in the game, and it just kind of changes the meaning of them. I don't know. I don't know if that helps Australia at all, but yeah.
I don't know.
And also, this game, Outlast didn't have the greatest graphics by any means, and I don't know if that helps either. If the nudity doesn't look as realistic, how does that push, what is anime porn like? Does that make a difference for ratings?
I have no idea.
So I don't know. I still think Outlast 2 is going to be successful, especially because it just came to Xbox and has been unbelievably successful on
The first
Xbox
one.
as well. Yeah, the first one. Including the DLC, it was successful as well. Not nearly as good as the game, but
The game
Also-
was really well. Yeah.
yeah, ultimately Outlast was good. Outlast 2 is bound to be good despite the rating issues they're having.
Yeah.
But
I
hey, man.
wouldn't put it down on the game of the Australian banning. You know, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't judge the game because of that.
Got to try it
No,
for
no.
yourself.
Yeah, you really just understand that it is going to be pretty explicit stuff. You're going to see some pretty tough imagery. We're still going to probably play it. And I think we're a good chance we cover it on this channel. So either whether that in a live stream or highlight playthrough.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah,
You just gotta see it for yourself.
yeah, Outlast
See what it's
2.
like.
Great news, Outlast 2. All right, man, that's going to be it for the MWM Project today. Thanks for watching this episode of the MWM Project. Click that box right there to check out last week's episode.
And make sure you check out our other podcast, Slash and Cast, which covers all horror news by clicking that box right down there.
Go ahead and hit that subscribe circle right there and never miss another episode.
With all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.